from Malika Andrews. She reported this, that at some point at MSG, they were actually chanting Melo's name when they found out that he was going to get signed. On the flip side, they were booing that guy, Porzingis, as he came back for the first time to MSG. That's where he spent his first 3.5 years. He had 20 points and 11 rebounds in the loss, which ended up being the third win for the Knicks. And remember, 2 of those have come against Dallas and Porzingis. This was the first home game, though, since that startling press conference. That's what we're going to call it, with Steve Mills and Scott Perry. And my biggest question in this scenario, obviously David Fizdale, it seems like he's been kind of left out there on his own. What did he sign up for?
Not kind of. He's out there.
When he came to coach the Knicks, what was he actually signing up for, and what is he sitting in the middle of right now?
Well, what he signed up for was to coach Kristaps Porzingis and then have the opportunity in free agency to go big game hunting. Well, he doesn't have Kristaps Porzingis on his roster. He was traded, and what they wanted in those trades, which essentially was cap space, they got a couple picks, Dennis Smith Jr., the cap space didn't matter. They didn't get big free agents. And now this is an organization that is starting over. And despite what they did in free agency this summer by bringing in veteran players to sort of, try to bridge a season, they're in that in-between place where they don't have a lot of young prospects that they're trying to develop. They've got veterans on one-year deals who may, at some point this season, be more focused on stats and numbers to get their next deal.
Yeah.
And I think what happened on Sunday night for David Fizdale was it was management separating themselves from him. I think that's how it felt to the coaching staff. And he was
definitely how it looked, Woj.
Yeah, he was in his post-game locker room talking to his team when management was already in there talking. And when he walked out, he didn't know what they had said before he walked into his. So it created management said that they were taking on some responsibility, but clearly they put it on David Fizdale. And now this is a coach who, in a lot of ways, you talk to executives, other coaches around the league, others around the Knicks, who all felt that they undermined their coach in this situation, and that is something management has to repair if they're going to go forward with him. But beating the Mavs twice in a little over a week, it's certainly, for an organization that's trying to save face with that Porzingis trade, it made them feel a little better about where they are.
I appreciate everything that you said. I do. I really just rolled. Can someone roll this tape? Roll this tape. A month ago, what was said? Well, I'll tell you what. This year, Knicks fans, I know I give them a lot of mess, but there are 2 things to look forward to. It's April 15th when the season's over, and it's June 25th when the draft. Those are 2 things that they can look forward to, because at the end of the day, this team, they're gonna play. They might be competitive, but ultimately they're gonna start wanting to work for a very, very high draft pick. So April 15th, it'll all be over, and then they'll be able to look forward to the draft again.
A month ago.
Look, so we're at victory laps already. I'm not taking a victory lap. They're in full panic mode. But it's like, why are you panicking when everyone that had any type of basketball intelligence already knew what was going on?
It was for an audience of one. It was Jim Dolan.
Yes.
That's what that was about, because they're still trying to convince the owner that they put a team together that could be competitive.
Well, here's the thing, though. If you don't say anything after Cleveland whoops your tail, it just stays insulated. It stays in the tri-state. Probably some media companies talk about New York Post, great. But by having a press conference, then it becomes national news.
They should have had that press conference to start the season.
It's a self-inflicted wound.
That press conference should have been in the preseason. Like, we are struggling. We don't know what's going on. We don't even know what's going to happen this year. That's what they should have been saying.
We should have been talking about the Knicks right now.
No, it's purely location-based. That's my thing with all the Knicks fans that get fired up. The only reason why we're talking about you is because of location. If this team was in Seattle, if this team was in St. Louis, we would never, ever talk about this team.
I don't think we actually said the true problem with the Knicks. It's been their owner, James Dolan. We've seen the footage of Charles Oakley getting thrown out of the building. That night when they did that press conference, you know what the fans were chanting? Fire Dolan. And you know what he did with those fans? Had them thrown out of the game. He does not, it's almost like he's a tyrant in this situation. Took the team off local cable, wanted to see KD's medicals. Like, that's where it starts. And so you have to give the people that you hire an opportunity to actually do their job. And it's going to be interesting to see if that ever takes place.
Can we not talk about the Knicks anymore?
Number 1 franchise in the NBA.
Yeah.
So fans, you don't like it that much, boycott.
That's real estate. That's real estate.
Still number 1 franchise.
Location-based.
They've had 5 different coaches since 2013. That was the last time they made a playoff. So you're right. Maybe they should allow somebody to sit on a job for a little bit and see what happens.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports, highlights, and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN Plus right now.